When my kids were around 6 and 7, we were driving in the van somewhere, and they were in the second row. My wife and I were in the front row, and they had a bag of pretzels, and they're eating them as we drove. And as kids do, they would start throwing the pretzels at each other, and we told them to stop. But sure enough, a few moments later, suddenly a pretzel comes flying into the front of the van. Guys, definitely don't throw pretzels through the front of the van. That could cause a distraction. It could cause an accident. So no more throwing pretzels. None whatsoever. Well, sure enough, a few moments later, suddenly another pretzel comes flying to the front of the van. I do the typical parenting thing. It's like, who threw that? I get to, not me, Dad. Guys, obviously one of you threw the pretzel. Simply tell me which one of you was it that threw the pretzel. Again, 2 more denials. One of them was blatantly, obviously lying to me. So I start doing some mental gymnastics. I look at where the pretzel had landed and did a reverse trajectory course to realize it must have come over my shoulder, and that obviously it was my daughter that threw the pretzel. You know what? I don't know a whole lot about disciplining. My kids are even grown and out of the house. I still don't know a whole lot about disciplining. But one of the things I learned along the way was just getting angry, and out of your anger, giving some sort of consequence doesn't produce a whole lot of long-lasting results. Not good ones, anyways. So when we got home, kids got out of the car, we went into the house. I pulled my daughter aside and said, I think it was you that threw the pretzel. She said, it wasn't me, Dodd. She called me Dodd. I said, I think it was you. And we always had told our kids that lying is one of the worst things you can do in our family. It just breaks down trust. You never know when to believe them. And I said, I really don't want you to lie to me. She said, it wasn't me, Dodd. So I sent her off to her room, told her that when she was ready to talk, that she could give me a call. I go downstairs, and my heart's broken. My 6-year-old daughter has lied blatantly to my face. What hope is there now? Where did I go wrong as a parent? About 15 minutes later, I get a call. Dodd? Yes. You come here? Okay, so I went up, sat beside her on the bed. What is it that you'd like to say? It was me that threw the pretzel. I said, why didn't you just simply say that the first time? I don't know. So we talked about it. I was able to affirm for her, you know what? I wish you told me the truth the first time, but I'm really glad that you're telling me the truth now. That you're willing to own up to what you did and accept the consequences. And so I did give her a consequence. But then she came with me, and we went downstairs, and we went through the rest of the day, and she stuck to me like glue. Because of us working through that dynamic, our relationship was even so much stronger, so much more bonded. Had I just blown up in anger and doled out a consequence, we never would have gotten to that point. She just would have been angry with me. I wish all my disciplining produced that type of result. But the truth is, sometimes I did discipline in anger, and sometimes it wasn't all that productive. And so in this next written blog that we have prepared for you, we encourage you to go through that, because we want to talk about how can you actually at times use anger as an appropriate tool, but how can you stop, and instead of just reacting, how can you stop and think through what's going to be the best response at this point in time to help produce a better result in my child as they mature and grow older. So I encourage you to read the blog and continue this journey with us.